Hi there, everyone. This is Sharon for another Conscious Sharon moment. And so, for this Conscious Sharon moment, what we will talk about is to show appreciation. A lot of times we will tell people that we are appreciative of what they do for us, or if they done or said something, that was kind to us. And I really think that it's really important to feed people's soul. Because sometimes, too, in our own situation, we may be appreciative of what someone does, but we may not feel like we can, quote unquote, pay them back, whatever that is. Because a lot of times when it comes to payback, it's always not in the same form or fashion in which the person may have done something to you, because it can be kind words, it can be in doing a favor for you, it can be lending you money, whatever it may be. But I really do believe that in this day, in this time, it's so important to really to not just be appreciative of things that people do for us, but to show appreciation. Because sometimes we could say, "Oh, I'm so appreciative of what you do for me," or "Thank you for doing that." And even though you can say thank you, definitely make sure you say thank you, especially if someone is doing you a huge favor over a period of time. Because even though I kind of say we're all working on where we are, I want to say, or we may not need, put it like this, where we can be humble in receiving compliments. But it's just as important for us to make sure that we feed people. And I even have to remind myself of that, because sometimes, especially if it's on a routine basis, it can become kind of like of a habit in which one can be appreciative, but are we really showing appreciation? Because it's almost like, oh, yeah, that's what they do. But no, feed people soul, show them who you truly are. Because with everything in life, and we say this like when we're trying to manifest something, in which it's not when you get there, it's kind of like you're not, quote unquote, going to be rich when you get all the money. It's about being rich now, of how you're feeling that. So it's just as important when we say that we are appreciative of something, show that appreciation in the way that you can show. And of course, it's always good to be able to show appreciation in that person's love language. And love language isn't just for couples and intimate relationships. It's really for all relationships, when it comes to parent child, when it comes to friendship, when it comes to work. Because when we're in all of these different spaces, our core self really doesn't change. We're still expecting something. And so, again, show your appreciation, because when you pour into someone, oh my, you just don't know what that can do for that person. And of course, the other side of that is like not to be expected. And it's not. But one thing that I have come to realize, because I am a very nice person and maybe doing too much for people at times, but one thing that I can say is that over time, when it is not acknowledged, it does something to you and it doesn't feel so good. I don't like that. And of course, I'm feeding my own soul, but I think that's just where we as people really need to make sure that we are feeding into the souls of people who have our back, who are in our corner. Because the way that I kind of look at the world, and even my own world, in that, again, we sometimes don't always show people how appreciative that we are, because life is short, and it's too short to be having attitudes and differences and things like that. And it's okay to have differences because we need that diversity in order to have, have different point of views and things like that. And that is awesome. But it is, I guess what I'm saying is that I've done a previous video when we talked about, are you the truth of who you are? So again, if I'm putting this out into the world for those who are in my corner, for those who are closest to me, for those who are in my proximity, it's like I need to make sure that I'm feeding into those souls, not just in the world per se, because the way that life is, it's like the thing that we want, we need to be able to give it on the smaller amount. And I don't want to say small because family and friends, oh my, there's just so much of what the world goes around. But sometimes people forget that, I think sometimes we take it for granted and we forget to, it's not just really just say thank you, but to really show appreciation. And it can go a long, long way. So on a daily basis, it may not be a daily basis, especially if you see the person every single day. However, as often as you can, feed into that person because, to be honest, it's going to help you develop to who you say that you are, to who you think that you are. And anything that we want out of life, give it away. If we say, hey, I'm going to pour into the world, pour into all worlds. Meaning, like, no matter where you are, really pour. Take time to have conversations with people. Find out what your family and friends' love language is so that you can pour into them. And hopefully that they will be pouring into you, because that's the other thing. Sometimes people are definitely good for making those withdrawals, but are you making deposits? So again, thank you for joining me for this conscious sharing moment. And again, it's not enough to be appreciative, but to show your appreciation of how much you love, how much you support, how much, that for people who are in your corner, family, friends, and all the others, let them know. Just like I really appreciate those of you who watch these videos, and especially when you like it, when you share, when you put a comment in it of how it pretty much touched you, continue, especially to like and share, because with these conscious sharing moments, these are life hacks. These are, sometimes they're more for me than they are for anybody else, but really I do it for you all because I know if a thought comes across my mind when I have haha moments or something that I have observed in the world and I feel like others can benefit from it, is that, hey, I know someone can benefit from this. So I appreciate you all who tune in to these conscious sharing moments and to like and share. And, and then when I do get that feedback, oh man, it really touches my soul to know that, these life hacks, this information can really be beneficial to someone, at least something that makes you go, and hopefully it can change your life and just allow you to be better than what you were, because hey, these things help me too, when I'm doing it, and even sometimes down the road when I go back and review it. So again, thanks for joining me for this conscious sharing moment, and I'll see you next time.